Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Kaix Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Kaix Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
Going on up here right now, so I can use it.
Yeah, I can email you.
Okay.
Patrick, we're sorry to interrupt.
No, it has to do with an announcement that we got going, and I just need some information. That's all.
Gotcha.
So,
Ooh,
yeah. No, it's not just. I'm not taking the perspective of it's my world and you're just passing through. No, I have information for everybody in the crowd. So,
all right, I love information,
especially CALIX clients. So, yeah.
Absolutely, brother. I don't know about you, but everywhere I look is nothing but good news for not only Bitcoin, cryptos in general. And something I realized last night that I already knew, but I hadn't really put the weight into it that I should have, was as the price of the Bitcoin goes up, we are actually forcing the Federal Reserve to actually print more money. Because with every dollar it goes up, they have to assume that about 19,900,000 more US dollars were created.
Very true. Yeah.
And so as this price actually goes up, I think it weakens the actual dollar because we produce actually more claims as we go up.
You're diluting the value of the treasury by having to increase the amount of dollars that are being out in the marketplace.
Right. So aren't we actually pushing up as we push up our price? We're actually requiring the need for actual Bitcoin more and more.
Yes. Yeah.
God, I love you, Patrick.
Yeah. No, that makes a ton of sense. When did that hit you?
That hit, well, originally probably 4 years ago, but I really didn't put a whole lot of weight into it, and I didn't really sit and let me think this really through. And then as I'm sitting there last night, when I couldn't sleep, this is what I do. Some people count sheep, and I actually count fiat. And I'm sitting there thinking wait a second. So as the price rises in actual Bitcoin, we are creating claims on non-existent US dollars, which as more and more people actually claim it, they'd have to supply more US dollars. So I guess you say that the Bitcoin go burr. It's really amazing because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Wow, that's interesting. And oh yeah, by the way, BlackRock just hit here. I'm going to share this screen real quick. Share screen. I'm going to go BlackRock. Yep, right here. Share screen. All right. Let me pull this up. Add to stage. I'm going to put this over here on the side. So BlackRock now holds 720,000 Bitcoin. And the word is that they'll hit 1 million probably by the end of the year. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
That is absolutely incredible. Because if you think about it, they hold 1 million Bitcoin. Number one, they got to buy all that shit. And at the same time, we have huge players. Let me share this screen. All right, I'm going to share another screen here. Share screen. Oh, hang on a second. I'll just move these over here. I can share the whole.
Well, on Monday, I sent you that screenshot from Alex Gladstein. He reposted Joe Consorti tweet that said 1.3 billion shorts were liquidated in less than 30 seconds Monday.
Yeah, in
Bitcoin,
30 seconds.
Yeah, Bitcoin skipped past 120,000 and went to 121. At $2.39 trillion, Bitcoin is now officially larger than Amazon, and it's the world's 5th largest asset.
Yeah. And at what is it, at 250, I think that's when we actually beat gold. If I'm correct. I think that's what I heard. And really, if you think about it, we're only a 1x off of that. Because, well, 1x and a little bit of change. But
right.
All we have to do is fucking double. Now, that sounds hard. But let's read this. Justin Cantor Fitzgerald is nearing a $4 billion SPAC deal with Adam Back to purchase billions of dollars in Bitcoin. Now, basically, they're going to do what Michael Saylor has been doing. And it's unbelievable the amount of money that is coming in to this. All right. Then we have this one over here. Let me swing this over here. All right. We have a vote this afternoon on
the Genius legislation. You frozen, baby. Uh-oh.
There we go. Sorry about that. Like I said, I'm out in the middle of fucking Tennessee. Come on, Elon Musk and Starlink, get your shit in line. All right. So just laying out those, what are you seeing out there, Patrick?
I'm besides what you had identified, I think there's a whole lot of regrets taking place when we start looking at the people that have turned their nose up at Bitcoin as an asset to keep on the books. In particular, I'm thinking of Apple.
Oh, yeah.
and their shareholders saying, yeah, we don't want any of that. Pockets, oh, that's a passing fad. No.
Yeah.
I just, it's kind of like, well, if you see a lot of companies moving in that direction, you see a lot of businesses moving that way, and legislation starts to lean in that direction, and the policies are changing, and they're not regulating against it, they're now regulating for it. You'd have to think that at some point somebody go, I might want to get me a little bit of that Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Just a taste.
And all it needs a little bump. And it's really, I'm telling you, Apple and Microsoft, they better get their minds right, because strategy is going to eat their lunch. Because unlike Apple and Microsoft, they don't really have assets. They have operational income, but they don't have a lot of assets, and none of them are liquid. But the assets that they hold are treasuries. Now, mind you, they're technically assets, but their value ain't worth a shit. They are not an appreciating asset. So, and that's what Michael Saylor, when he was actually, he flat out said, either you adopt this or you will eventually die. Because I think their whole, I think it's Apple or Microsoft holds $300 billion in treasuries.
It's Apple.
Apple, yeah.
And you have to ask yourself, would you at least consider holding it for payments? I mean, if accepting cryptos as for payments, if you're not accepting cryptos for payments, it's an unwise move.
Yeah.
First of all, secondly, if I'm holding it, why wouldn't I store it in my treasury? I'm scratching my head over the unwillingness to participate in something that everybody else is at least at a minimum accepting it as payments. Now, we didn't see that yesterday with Microsoft when we tried to buy that Windows Pro, did we? The ability to use cryptos to buy. No. As a matter of fact, their enterprise process was locked up.
Of course it was. Nothing but the best.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, it's this, and Apple and fucking Microsoft, they should be the first ones who recognize that this, like they were in the 80s, Apple more in the 90s, but they were a technology, and they were a very disruptive technology. So they should recognize another disruptive technology out in the market. But they're like, nah. Oh, that Bitcoin, it's at $2 trillion market cap. Well, hey guys, it's about to fucking pass you guys up.
Right.
And you can look at it as a product. What is it? They say it's a commodity, right? What else is a commodity? What, wheat? You don't see wheat catching up to Apple. Right? You don't see wheat fucking catching up to Microsoft.
Right.
they are totally unplugged from the level of growth that this is, because they, and once again, they should recognize this. They are each global corporations. Well, so is Bitcoin. In fact, it's more liquid than their products. It's easier to purchase fucking some Bitcoin than it is to actually purchase something from Microsoft. Right?
Yeah.
But I think, and tell me if you think I'm wrong on this, I think that they got a lot of, let's call it, political people leaning on them.
Oh, yeah.
Because as soon as one of them adopted, oh, it's legit now.
Right.
You know, and rumor is NVIDIA is launching a fucking reserve using Bitcoin. That's NVIDIA. I think they're ranked, what are they ranked, like number 2 or number 3?
Chip developer?
Did we already blow past NVIDIA?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know Intel isn't holding their ground.
Yeah. And just like Michael Saylor said, every corporation is going to have this on their balance sheet. CALIX Solutions, we hold our reserves in Bitcoin. But when we need payroll or something like that, we sell a little Bitcoin and we handle our shit. But that's because it's an appreciating asset. Why wouldn't you do it?
Right.
Because for crying out loud, just on conservative, it's 40% average appreciation per year on average. Now, if you want the bullish, you're like, well, it's 60. Well, and the level of adoption we're at right now, where the federal government, the U.S. government, the biggest money printer in the world, has announced, yeah, we don't want. I've always said this. If the dollar was valuable, the U.S. would hold it as a reserve. We don't. What do? We sell it.
Right.
That right there shows you it ain't worth a fuck. Because if it was valuable, the U.S. would hold it in their reserves. We don't hold U.S. dollars in an emergency reserve.
Right.
No, we hold oil. Pretty soon we hold Bitcoin. You know, it's whenever the people who produce the currency will not hold the currency as a reserve, that's a sign.
Yeah.
That's
we don't eat our own cooking.
I was just about to say that, like, if I actually came over to your house and you actually cooked up a meal and you literally said, no, here's your plate, Ben. I don't eat this shit. Huh? Hey, you cooked it. Yeah, no, it tastes horrible.
I know where that meat came from.
Yeah. How long has this been sitting out in the sun, motherfucker? Yeah. But we have U.S. We're going to hold it on our treasuries. You have Japan. You have Taiwan. You have the whole Middle East. It's just cranking out. and you have fucking Michael Saylor, you have all these new corporations, and all of these. You have a company here that's going to merge with a company here, and they're going to launch a new company that holds the Bitcoin in reserves. This is the future. If you don't do it, you die, because they're going to hyperinflate. What do you think is going to happen when Trump replaces How fast do you think Bitcoin's going to go up?
Yeah, it's going to be mercurical. Yeah, it's going to be mercurical. And Trump the other day said that Powell needs to change the drop the rate by 3 points.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, 3 points.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I said
that's like
that's a little
reverse.
That just put the tip in.
Yeah, no, that's fucking going balls deep into that son of a bitch. 3 point. Now, hopefully, he isn't saying all at once.
Right.
Is that what he meant? Because if we dropped it, you
might want to put some aluminum foil on your antenna.
I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Elon, if he dropped it 300 fucking basis points in one drop, you would see Bitcoin and gold go absolutely batshit, because everyone would sell their treasuries. Or no. Everyone would hold their existing treasuries at a higher rate, but no one would buy new issuance. No one. Who in the hell is going to buy U.S. debt at 1%? You might as well set your money on fire. Enjoy the heat. Because that's more than you would get out of holding a treasury.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere. And then passbook accounts would drop.
Mm-hmm. But this is what's so important with this new legislation is all of these companies, and I mean worldwide, all of these companies who want to issue a U.S. dollar stable coin, they have to purchase treasuries at 0%. 0%. That's yes, look it up. That's in the bill. That the treasuries that they purchase are at 0%. So there is no return on the treasuries.
Damn.
Yeah. So what does that mean for America? We get to borrow money at 0%. Just because what he says is, hey, we are letting you use our currency in a digital form. That's your reward. We ain't paying you jack shit. And think about this is how Trump is going to push out the Fed. Because as soon as we have have billions and trillions of dollars that want to purchase 0% treasuries. Why would we purchase, or why would we sell our treasuries to the Fed at any percent? Why?
Right.
We wouldn't. And mark my words, this is what's going to happen. Trump is going to introduce a new treasury bond. And it will be shaped as a negative. No, it will be shaped as a treasury bond with a 10% kicker of actual Bitcoin. And the agreement with the actual person who purchases the treasury bond is when it expires, that value of the actual Bitcoin is in half. They receive half, and the U.S. government receives half. And that's how he will use the treasury bond market to accumulate more and more Bitcoin. And who isn't going to buy that bond? Wait. So I give you $100, and $10 of it actually purchases $10 worth of actual Bitcoin. And think of that if he offered it on a 30-year bond.
Pardon me.
That's a 30-year hodl. People will run. They will knock their mother over to fucking purchase these bonds. Why wouldn't you? It locks up an appreciating asset in a treasury bond that then you can issue more and more stable coins, actually based on the value of the bond. It's a win-win. People don't realize America's about to get motherfucking rich. He has said it in the past. He said it months ago. Well, maybe with the national debt, maybe we'll write them a little crypto check. He's actually said that 3 times now. He recently said that again. Maybe we'll just slide them some Bitcoin. Really? Because you have to own it to slide them some Bitcoin. And you have to have fucking, we are $38 trillion in debt, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What price does the Bitcoin have to be at for America to pay the debt down in a reasonable amount of time, which is 10 to 15 years would be reasonable? You ain't going to pay it all at once. That would crash your fucking bond market. But that's what this is. For everyone who can't see where this is all friggin' going, you haven't researched enough. You haven't listened to Trump. You haven't listened to his children. You haven't seen what he has invested in, what his children have invested in. You don't hear jack shit about, well, you know, the Trumps, they're buying a bunch of gold. Now, they ain't said fuck about gold. And they aren't launching new hotels. They got plenty. What are they doing? They're getting into all of the mining, all just purchasing Bitcoin, having all of their companies hold their reserves in Bitcoin. When the leader of the free world's son is fucking just out of his mind with crypto and Bitcoin, do you think he would be acting like that if he thought that his dad wasn't going to help push this shit? Hey, Dad, what do you feel about Bitcoin? Oh, it's not bad. I mean, I'm not really going to do anything with it. Okay, not getting into that market. That's what we're leading into. People have to realize for the last 100 years, we have inflated our currency away. And how did we do that? We sent it out and we printed a bunch of money and we bought shit over in Japan and China. And we have actually pushed all of that inflation out into the world. Well, now look at the US dollar on a global market, not inflation in the USA. Look at it outside of the USA. It's dropped 10% in the last year, last 8 months. Do you know why? Because more and more people are selling the dollars for assets, because they realize that, just like Lynn says, nothing's going to stop this train. The dollar is going down, and it's going to continue to go down. What's crazy, what's really nuts, is that's why he's implementing the Bitcoin into all of this, into our emergency reserves and all of that shit, because that's why Florida, America, every place. Sorry, China, you cannot own property in America. Sell it and get the fuck out. That's why they actually, Trump kicked China out of the New York Stock Exchange and said, you cannot own shares of our companies anymore. Well, what's he doing? What he is actually doing is pushing out all of the inflation points where China could actually sell their treasury bonds and they could purchase land. They could purchase shares of Apple. It's exactly what we actually did to Japan. What we did was we actually went in there and we basically purchased all their shit, because they were, after World War II, they were done. They were done. And that's also what we did with Germany. But a lot of people don't realize, right after World War II, we had a plan that was called the, Marshall Plan?
The Marshall Plan.
A lot of that repayment was not in currency. It was in property and assets in the country, mostly natural resources. And that's what China would have done to us. They basically just would have bought us. And voila, we'd be toast. But that's why Trump, the only option China has left is the Bitcoin. There's no other place that they can put their money in quick enough to hold its purchasing power. If you want to see the future of America, look at Japan. They've lost control of their currency. It is dropping like a fucking rock. Why? Because they have to print it. Just like China. China is having a major real estate issue right now. So they've all lowered their interest rates because they need economic movement. Problem is, even at the lower interest rate, no one has any of the capital except the large wealth funds and shit to actually purchase houses. Because as China prints money, it actually devalues their currency and the price of the real estate goes up. But they have to print more or it collapses. And that's where we're at. And that's why Trump is so huge on Bitcoin, because it eats fiat. That's its only job. If you have a bunch of water on your floor, i.e. fiat money, what do you do with it? What you do is you get a sponge and throw it in the middle of the water and let it absorb it all. That's what the Bitcoin is doing right now. That's why, look at Bitcoin over in Turkey. Every day it hits an all-time high in their currency because they have to print it so their economy doesn't collapse. But a lot of that, is going into actual Bitcoin. Same thing over in Hong Kong. Same thing over in China. The off market or black market over in China. Over in Japan. In Australia. It's all of these places are printing money while us in America, we're like, nope, our interest rates. All the people will run to purchase our treasuries if we have the highest interest rate. No one wants to hold a piece of shit and then trade it for a little less piece of shit. Like, well, I got some shit in my hand. You know what I need is a little bit more shit in this hand. Let me trade. No. They're going to run into the Bitcoin. That's what all of them are doing. That's why the Middle East is fucking buying Bitcoin. That's why Saudi Arabia is like, yeah, we're going to set up a reserve, a sovereign wealth reserve that is strictly Bitcoin, because they will sell their oil just like they've done before in Bitcoin. So will Russia. Russia's already done it too. They have sold oil or actual Bitcoin. Because that's, people need, and we're off to the races, folks. We're off to the races, and this is just the beginning. Hey, Patrick, why don't you shut the fuck up? You're always talking. Jesus.
I know. I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much. Hey, I wanted to let everybody know that has a CALIX laptop that we're implementing a new login portal that we've been sending emails out about. There's a final email that's going out today when the changes are made. It's going to be sometime this morning, maybe in the next 30 minutes or so. So I just wanted to give everybody a heads up. This is the Auth0 email that you've been receiving that tells you that you're going to have to verify your credentials. If you get hung up, you know to send us an email. You can reply to the email that you receive, and we'll make sure everything's running smoothly. I just wanted to put that out there.
Thank you, sir, for that CALIX Solutions update.
You are welcome. And this security update has to do with making certain that nobody gets in between our database and you and your experience on our website. So, yeah.
We's all about
stuff.
security.
All good stuff.
Word from our sponsor. Be right back, folks.
Are you buying and selling cryptos on the same laptop that you're using to browse the internet, read your email, and visit social media sites? If so, you're exposing your cryptos to theft. Whenever you're online, you're at risk of getting hacked and having your identity stolen. How would you feel if someone stole all of your cryptos? What would that do to your finances? Guard your cryptos with a safe and secure laptop from Kaix Solutions. Each laptop is set up just for you and your cryptos, and then we walk you through exactly how it works. Don't risk the security of your cryptos. Order a crypto laptop from Kaix Solutions now to secure your crypto future. Learn more at calixsolutions.io.
All right, now to address the headline of the show. We are winning 1 million new Bitcoin wallets in the next 12 months. I think it's going to be less than that. I don't mean 1 million. I mean 12 months. Because we are averaging, on average, 112,000 new wallets every month.
112,000?
Yes, every month.
Yeah. It's certainly doable. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you think about it, if the average wallet holds about $600, that's what the average wallet holds. Right. That's 6 million, or no, it's $6 billion added in 1 year. Just off of the average, which is not accurate at all. Because if you look at the whales, they hold a shit ton. And probably 6,000 wallets are all of the really big whales. I think the number of wallets that hold at least one full Bitcoin is only 6% of all of the wallets. So all of the other wallets, all of the other 94% hold less than one actual Bitcoin.
So if we're talking about 112,000 new wallets every month with Bitcoin in it, averaging $600, that's $67 million monthly added.
Yep.
And at 12 months, that's $806 million.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and folks, that's just average Joes and Janes like us.
Right.
We ain't MicroStrategy. You have to realize last month we produced let's see, 450 Bitcoin are produced every day. We times that by 7.
What was the dollar amount? What was the number?
450 per day.
That's 3,150.
All right, every month. Last week, over 200,000 Bitcoin were removed from exchanges.
So that's 13,500 on a monthly basis.
Yeah. And 200,000 Bitcoin were purchased last week or the last 7 days. Wow. Guys, we are going to hit a short squeeze, or not even a short squeeze, a supply crunch.
Right.
And when it hits, just who's that Asian guy who's always like the God candle, the God candle? I can't remember his name, but he's right. And he has said in the next 3 months, we are going to see $100,000 appreciation in one day. You're like, when it hits, it will be absolutely fucking stupid.
Am I wrong? Or is 90% of the holders are hodling, right?
It's approximately, last I saw, which was like last month, it was 79%.
Okay. I thought I heard 90 at one point. And then,
I wouldn't doubt
that was I thought that was a little aggressive.
Yeah.
But even at 80%, that's a lot that's been put inside of between mattresses that's not going anywhere.
What? Plus,
do it. I mean, we know that.
Plus, look at it this way. Now we have lending that you can actually, you don't have to sell it. You can actually borrow against it. So that is going to mean less and less people are going to sell it. Why would you sell it when you can get a loan against it?
Right.
Let's look at it this way. Let's say you're out there and you're like, ooh, I want to buy a house. Well, and you have a ton of Bitcoin. Why wouldn't you just actually get a loan to purchase the house? Because then the house is free and clear. It's your asset. And you still hold your appreciating asset of the Bitcoin. And all you're doing is making a monthly payment. And eventually the price appreciation of the Bitcoin will pay for the house. It's a free fucking house in the long run.
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And that's why I bought a bank. Because that's the future. Folks, everyone watching this will be able to have an account at our friggin' bank where you can get a mortgage against your Bitcoin and purchase a house or a car or whatever, or you can buy more Bitcoin.
When do I get a free toaster?
Never. We will never send out toasters. Black & Decker. It's everything shaping around this is creating a system that you don't have to sell your Bitcoin. So eventually, why would you? Why would you sell your Bitcoin, which creates a taxable event, when you can get a loan against it, which isn't a taxable event? You eventually 100% of the people who are buying Bitcoin will be hodlers, because we'll have a lending apparatus actually built around it where You don't have to sell your Bitcoin. And then where does the price go?
Right.
Nothing but up, and up quickly. I'm just saying. All right, Patrick, you and I have a show here in about an hour-ish, hour. And give the people information on how they can join us on our next call, where we actually talk about security and operations and
Sure.
what's going on right now in the Bitcoin space.
Sure. CALIX clients, people that own our crypto laptop or our Liberty laptop, are able to view this show with a subscription. You will go to the portal on the website. You'll see portal in the upper right-hand corner. Click on that, enter your credentials, get in there, and then there's a section that's called the Kaix Cyber Suite. You can sign up for a subscription there. We send out emails on a weekly basis with links to the show. In this week's show, we're going to be talking about some Chrome fixes that Google has put out. There was a flaw that was out there. Windows 11 had some flaws with hackers bypassing the security boot protection.
We'll be right back.
Sure. There's going to be some information about scammers getting caught, getting nabbed, getting sentenced, crypto stealing malware that's being put out there in the Web3 world. We have some information about lawmakers. It was Maxine Waters had come up with yesterday was the anti-crypto corruption week. And this is her effort to stop the GOP's efforts with the 3 crypto bills that are being put before the legislators today to vote on. Oh, and by the way, I think Trump has made some agreements with the 13 legislators who were no votes yesterday. He's told them that they're going to scrap the CDBC portion of it, that they will outlaw any digital dollars that would be created. We have some information about Greece. Greece nailed somebody who was part of that Bybit hack and froze some assets. This is the first time that Greece has intervened on the part of cryptocurrency. Hats off to them.
They see where this shit's going.
Oh, yeah. And believe me, if there's a country that can use some help, it's the folks in Greece.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we had this was great. There's a story about some hackers who turned white hat. They originally pilfered some money from an exchange, and then a bounty was offered, and they returned the cryptos and got a sizable reward for what they had done. The North Korean kids have unleashed a new Apple malware threat. So we'll talk about that a little bit. So those are just some of the juicy tidbits with respect to what we'll be discussing today. So, all right. He's frozen again. Get out of Middle Tennessee.
Come on, Elon, you piece of heat.
It's the squirrel. It's the squirrel you have in the wheel that's causing problem. You got to feed them better.
There's rumors around that you're probably going to be putting out a show on all of our channels soon.
Yeah, we just put we got the taping done today we'll get it done today. Get most of it done yesterday. And then it's going to take a little bit of editing and some magic from our video guru. And then we'll get that out, but we're going to try to get one out on a weekly basis that has to do with keeping yourselves safe. There's going to be concise, single subject videos. So yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be cool.
Awesome. Hey, well, welcome to the channel, brother.
Yeah.
It's the more information that we can actually get out to the average Joes and average Janes, the better. Because as this price rises, the goons are going to come out of the woodwork.
Oh, yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Very much so. All right.
Brother, everyone, have a great day. And remember, you're not as ugly as you think you are. And you're not as good looking as your mom thinks you are.
That's true.
Everyone true. Have a great day. And we'll see you in an hour, Patrick.
Yep. Sounds good. Thanks, everybody. Take care.
Love you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Introducing the Liberty Laptop, your gateway to online anonymity. Engineered with your privacy in mind, the Liberty Laptop comes equipped with cutting-edge security features, ensuring that your data remains yours and yours alone. No more worries about your personal information being shared without consent. Say goodbye to prying eyes and third-party snoops. Enjoy your online freedom with advanced privacy settings, protecting your every digital move, all at your fingertips. With the Liberty Laptop, you control what others see and don't see. We customize your privacy settings and let only what matters most to you be shared. No more concerns about unwarranted surveillance. We put the power back in your hands. No unwanted access through the laptop's camera and microphone. Powered by the latest technology, the Liberty Laptop ensures performance while respecting your personal boundaries. The Liberty Laptop. Your control. Your privacy. Your world. Visit CALIXSolutions.io to experience true personal freedom today.